No, I just meant that it was paced in a way that I wasn't like, oh my God, is this... And then I also was like, okay, cool, I can just go resume my life now and I don't have to wait to see if Howard the Duck is going to show up after the movie's over.
Movies. How long are they? 90 minutes? 2 hours? More? When it comes to Thor Love and Thunder, there are conflicting reports about just how long you'll be in your seat trying to keep from wetting your pants. Let's talk a little bit about movie runtimes. So we got kind of an interesting topic here today. It is about movie runtimes, specifically MCU or comic book movie runtimes. And the reason we're talking about it is because a few days ago, news broke or hit or whatever, that there are conflicting reports about the runtime for Thor Love and Thunder. According to this article on The Direct, one chain, an Australian theater chain called Event Cinema, says that the movie will go 115 minutes, 1 hour and 55 minutes, so just under 2 hours.
Wow.
Whereas Cineworld, a UK chain, says that the movie will run 140 minutes, which is 2 hours and 20 minutes.
That's a big difference. Okay.
A big swing.
Yeah, that's... okay.
It's strange. So I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of runtimes generally because, you know, now that we are back to seeing movies in theaters, we have to sit in our seats until the movie is over or risk missing some movie time. So I guess, what are your thoughts about these two runtimes? Which would you prefer? 1 hour and 55 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes? What are your thoughts about this movie being that long?
Yeah, I mean, this movie, I feel like I would be okay with a 6 hour runtime. I don't don't cut anything. No, I mean, SNL just did a pre-tape thing that was one of Pete Davidson's last things before he left the show that was just called Short Ass Movies about how no one wanted to sit down and watch the Batman at home because it's just like, oh my God, it's so long. I tend to...
A 3-episode miniseries would have been better.
I am one of those people with like a diseased brain who's like, I don't want to watch a long movie, and then I'll watch like 8 episodes of a show.
Yes.
And I get that that's stupid, but I don't know. The only good thing about Morbius is that it was short.
Well, so that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like Morbius was 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
Both
the pacing
Venom
was
movies,
horrible, but it ended really fast, and that was
both
great.
Venom movies were 90 minutes long. So, but the thing about Morbius is that even though it was 90 minutes long, it felt like it went on forever.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange was 2 hours long, and it felt like it zipped by because I had a good time.
Yeah, I didn't really notice the runtime very much for Doctor Strange. I don't know. It's impossible to say kind of without seeing it because it's really about like, how is this movie paced and how fun is it? Like, if you don't check, I checked my phone like to see what time it was so many times during Morbius. I was like,
yeah,
and also
happening?
Frankly, during the Batman, I mean, I also am like, I saw Avengers Endgame. This is going to sound annoying, but I don't care. I happened to be visiting a friend in Zurich when that movie came out, and I went to see it there, and they do an intermission for every movie there, and that kind of ruled because you just got like a second to like walk around and go to the bathroom and stuff, and I'm like, why don't we just start doing intermissions if the movie's going to be like the Batman? I could
because that would make the movies take too long, and that would eat into the ability to show more showings. But on the flip side, people would get up and get more snacks, so...
Snacks is great.
I think intermissions are a great idea.
I loved it. But anyway, no, I mean, the Batman was also a super long movie that I didn't feel like had the best pacing in the world. Because I feel like it just got bogged down at points. It's hard to say. I would love more Thor Love and Thunder for sure, but not if it's not if I'm not having fun. Which feels like such an obvious thing to say, but yeah, I mean, I love the idea of a... I don't know. I love the idea of a superhero movie that is good and under 2 hours. I think that's actually kind of great because I feel like we've entered into a situation now where everything has to be like a million years long. But
I feel like, yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, as much as obviously I think that I'm going to really enjoy this movie in 2 hours and 20 minutes with the movie that I'm really enjoying, obviously is going to feel like it flies by. But contrast that with the other night I had a friend over, a friend of my wife and I, and we were trying to figure out what to watch. And I was like, hey, did you see the new Spider-Man? And she was like, no, I didn't. Let's do that. And I was about to turn it on. I was like, oh, by the way, it's 2.5 hours long. And she was just like, oh, let's not do that then.
Yeah.
And it was just like as simple as that. If it had been a 2-hour movie or a 90-minute movie, like we'd have watched it and talked about it and had a great time.
Right.
But it's 2.5 hours long. And honestly, for me, whenever we're about to start a movie, whenever I see it go up above 120 minutes, I'm always like, do I really want to sit here for that long? Like, like I gotta like calculate my bedtime, how many dishes I gotta do when I'm done.
And
like,
with Marvel movies, like normally when I go see a movie, I kind of factor in that like the credits are going to take up like 10 minutes of that runtime. But with a Marvel movie, you have to sit there through the credits to see more commercials for more movies. And so that always bugs me too, is I'm like, usually as soon as the credits start to roll, I duck out of there. Like I saw The Northman recently, and like that was a
post-credit scene there.
Nope. That was a pretty zippy movie, but I also didn't feel like I had to hang around.
I would never say that The Northman was zippy. That's not an adjective I use for that movie.
Whatever. I thought it was paced well, Brian.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Zippy is just the adjective. It's just zippy. Anyway.
That's the vibe of that movie. I just did that on camera, and I don't know why. This is we're doing good, right?
We're doing anyway. But
yeah, I just meant that it was paced in a way that I wasn't like, oh my God, is this? And then I also was like, okay, cool, I can just go resume my life now, and I don't have to wait to see if Howard the Duck is going to show up after the movie's over.
I kind of wish that he had. So yeah, I feel like
that would have made The Northman really cool.
I feel like we're both in agreement, right? And so, you know, some people apparently are saying that Doctor Strange should have been longer to pack more stuff in. But
what?
Like,
no, stop.
There's plenty in that movie.
There's a lot. There's literally so much going on in that movie. How could you want more stuff?
If you can't pack in your story into about 2 hours, then you need to cut some stuff. I really think that, I mean, there are some exceptions. Infinity War and Endgame are really great exceptions, but even those are basically like large TV shows that have been put on the big screen.
And this all comes down to the argument that like editing is probably the most important aspect of filmmaking, right? Like, which, you know, like was so infuriating when the Oscars were like, we're not going to do that one on screen. We're going to give it to people. But like, no, I just Googled this because I wanted to be sure. Like Mad Max Fury Road, a movie I feel like I keep bringing up, is 2 hours long. Yeah. And
that's the sweet spot.
It's a perfect action movie. It's edited. There's no dead air in that movie at all. There's no wasted space. So yeah, I mean, it all comes down to, do you have an editor who's not going to, you know, have a bunch of fluff in there that you don't really need? And, or do you have an editor that's going to keep things moving? And if Thor Love and Thunder is 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but the editor knows what they're doing and keeps that pace going, then fine. But not if I just have to, like, you know, I don't know. Is it going to be a lot of, out of shape Thor gags at the beginning? We can cut those.
Probably not.
We can cut those. Yeah.
Hopefully those will be cut pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shorter movies, please.
Yeah.
What do you think? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching Everything Marvel. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more videos about your favorite Marvel stuff is coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.